Good evening, fellow scramblers. This is Static Pulse, commentating for you. I believe we'll be getting started here shortly. Until then, settle in, get a snack, get some water. We might see Tessie again tonight. Uko seems to have...
Squad alarm! You're off!
Oh, while we wait for... we got 8 seconds left, okay. I almost thought that was perhaps early starts into... or a late start. Seems everybody is going on time. And tonight, our flags are random start, as we see here, start in Scramble. We have return mice. Don't see those guys too often, so we'll see if we get any cool tech with them. We also, and perhaps most interestingly, we have accelerated enemy shuffle. So what that means is across the entire seed up to Gaius, whatever you set it as. Here we have 4 Sanks needed. So across whatever the logic is for 4 Sanks, we should see a good dabbling of enemies throughout the vanilla progression. So we'll start with, say, dogs, crows, snakes, but every so often an enemy will be skipped. So we'll start to see later enemies that appear later in vanilla show up sooner. So we'll see some Deep Darkness enemies, Lumine enemies, all scaled appropriately, but it does make it a little bit tougher to figure out where you are, but especially if you, with this 4-side start, so the moon side or mines could be scaled pretty late, so you might see a random mix of early and late enemies. If you see something like that, you're not in a good neighborhood. Either loot and leave or prepare for a tough fight. Here we have everybody running around doing some initial saving, some initial looting, purchasing. Interestingly, Leslie Pro and Eco kind of crossing each other's steps here. Leslie having gone through Onnit and done his early shopping for some basic equipment. While Leslie heads back into Foresight, turning in that diamond. The diamond here will get us access to Threed and most likely a party member. Always a good thing to do right off the bat. We have the zombie paper, which now that we have Threed access will get us to Saturn Valley, although I don't believe we can do anything there yet. Interestingly, neither of our runners have decided to get a couple levels in the department store. Typically in these random start seeds, if you start with Foresight, the department store is typically one of the lowest scaled areas. You can typically find some early easy enemies to get a few levels off Nesson, since you don't have a hill climb to do, unlike in a standard race percent settings. So you might be bereft of encounters depending on where you start. Meanwhile, enjoy the bus. Having started in Scramble, it will be interesting to see what all we get first? Will we get a hieroglyph copy and go through the pyramid? That mole is really trying to play rough with that boss. We do not have insurance against mole attacks, so please maintain appropriate social distancing there, Mr. Mole. Since we're seeing the mole playing rough there, this is probably a fairly early game intended area. Not necessarily the easiest, but likely only a step or so in progression. We're seeing Tucson type enemies. Uko going ahead and putting the zombie paper down right away. Don't want to forget to do that. And our first party member is Pooh. Pooh comes with a key item in his inventory, so we'll already have an idea where to go next, and it's a UFO engine. We can just take that ride right to Summers, should we choose to do so. Leslie Pro holding off for now. If we choose to go to Summers, we do have a potential PK check that we can do to get another teleport. Perhaps that will bring us somewhere useful. Interestingly, neither of our runners choose to take... Oh, Uko going back, deciding to take the chance of the long cutscene paying off. We could get a teleport right into Saturn Valley. We could get a teleport to Dalam. That would be very useful with Pooh in our party already. We could also just get a teleport nowhere to go. Actually, I don't know if the PK teleport checks can give you in random specifically a place, one of the three that you start with. I'm not sure if that's possible. Leslie Pro instead deciding to check out Moonside. One thing to note is if you're on the run speed default, you can use the, I believe it's the Y button, or whatever you have mapped Y2, to walk, which makes it easier to squeeze in these tight areas like behind the bar. We see Summers here, we're seeing Barfs and Skelpions, so this is definitely a little later in logic compared to 3. Still fairly early. Enemies might not be terribly dangerous, still. Meanwhile, Mad Ducks aren't particularly far in progression either. We're seeing more Tucson enemies here, so... Bionic Slingshot, that's pretty good. Although, I think these dogs are desert dogs, not... Yep, they're desert dogs. Jay Tomar, the question I had is, I don't know if in Random Start specifically, you start with 3 different locations. I don't know if a PK check can be one of those locations you start with. I know you can get redundant places, but I don't know if all teleport areas are in the pool or if some of them are taken out. Alright, that's, I guess you can't do much with that information, but it is interesting to know. Leslie here, getting our first look at a boss, Master Barf. Uko grabbing some money so we can go to the hospital and get Pooh checked out by the nurse. Leslie Pro showing off his excellent knowledge of the game, throwing a hypnosis out on Master Barf. Getting the stick, and the fight is won. So with the Desert Dogs there in Arcade, it's going to be likely a difficult, potentially a difficult boss, depending on what this is. This is Carpenter. Hopefully, the Franklin badge isn't super early, otherwise these might be stronger than Nintendo Lightnings. It was only 12, so This card painter won't be all that much of a bother. We get the yogurt dispenser. That's another kid check. We'll see if Leslie goes there right away. With a couple different checks on the board, this could be later scaling than Moonside, that's for sure. Oh, 53 HP on Ness. Can Pooh do it all on his own? He has enough for one. Okay, we got through. Let's see what this item is. It's the meteorite piece. Excellent. I don't know if our runners will go to Saturn Valley via the 3 tunnel right at this moment, but it's good to keep in mind for later. Hopefully Uko has enough cash on hand to revive Ness. And he does. Or they do. Interestingly, going back to get healed by Frank, I think when you're revived at the hospital, I think you come back with full HP and PP, so I'm not sure that was strictly necessary. In any case, we'll pick up our meteorite piece and head on our way to another check. Unfortunately, the K-Boys are resistant to freeze, living in the cold tundra of winters. 45 on that rockin' though, that's pretty rough. Nice bazooka. If we get Jeff after this upcoming boss fight, that'll make him instantly useful. Still like to find a weapon. Okay, this is Frankenstein Mark II. More likely, this is just going to be a full run. Although, kind of low on PP, but as long... Okay, let's take it out one hit. Okay. No problems here. So let's see who the next kid is. We also get a regular key item check out of here. We got Paula. Always good to see Paula. Get those levels on her early. And we get the police badge. That would get us Tucson access, should we decide to go through the cop gauntlet. With 2 potential PK checks on the board, 2 potential teleports. Although one does require a bit of a walk through the 3 tunnel. I'm not sure our runners will be prioritizing going through the cop gauntlet right now. In particular, we still have the mines potentially to take a look at. Our choices are dwindling, however. With Paula in tow, Tucson is a more lucrative choice to go to. We have the Everdread boss fight, although that can sometimes be scaled pretty high up there, so may not necessarily be in logic. And we also have Apple Kid, $200 and a consumable item. Net you a key item. Uko about to see what this PK check is. Maybe it's Tucson, maybe it's Happy Happy. And we get Winters. That is a single key item check right away. Also a potential sink down the road. LA Pro actually going right to clobber the police. Interesting. And we got the water bills. Unfortunately, complete dud. We already took our ride into 3. We don't need another. Uko headed back to Forsyth will likely challenge Moonside. Unless they're feeling spicy and want to go check out the mines. Unfortunately, Uko does not have much. Is going to give up the Bionic Slingshot, which is kind of interesting. The Bionic Slingshot is quite the upgrade over the T-Ball Bat. Slingshots do have a higher miss chance, though, but personally, I would equip the Slingshot over the Bionic Slingshot, specifically over the T-Ball Bat. added offense is pretty useful, even at the cost of additional misses. I often find that getting good offense on Ness is one of the higher priorities that I have in any given seed. Leslie up against Cop Ants and the no good flies in the back. Or mostly bad flies, sorry. Did you know this police force is up to no good when they got the mostly bad flies? Oh, a carton of fruit juice, man. That's a disappointing chest. Leslie Pro, having defeated the Cop Gauntlet, will now be on his way to Tucson. Or you might head up and do the initial 3 checks in a race percent seed. The Buzz, the Meteorite, and probably didn't need a teleport there. What a bit. I lost my train of thought. The Lighter Exaggerate House. Hello there, OB. I hope you're having a good night. Leslie heading up to Northern Onet. That's a nice 3 checks. I also forgot that Northern Onet was unlocked by the police badge, definitely giving it more value in a random start seed than you'd think otherwise in a race percent seed. Yeah, Lost Underworld, that's another sanctuary. That means we have 1. Is that the only one available to us, actually? I think it is. I think that's our very first sanctuary. Definitely one of the more obnoxious ones to go through, so I'm not sure Leslie will go there right away. This is where getting a return mouse would be super useful. If we had planted the return mouse, say, either inside the building or right outside the return mouse building, we could have used the mouse to escape from Lighter Exaggerate's basement, similar to having a teleport anywhere flag on. And there's our Dalam, potential Jeff, or Buff Bird. I'm dying for flying. It's been a while. Got one more check here, the Meteorite. We get the Karaki, that's Sanctuary 2. Right on our way. Uko reaching the top of Monotoli. And there goes Frankie Star. The larger robot, definitely an inferior model to the usual smaller robots that patrol the hallways, but you know, that's what happens with all the RAM increases and price increases and things like that. You just can't afford a good robot anymore. We have the pack of bubblegum. That is our 3rd sanctuary. They're coming in quick, folks. And we got the Sword of Kings and a protein drink. Now we're ready for Monkey Cave. Although we threw out that wet towel earlier, so sad to see it go. Not that you would likely use it in a Scramble context. The wet towel's a little out of the way of the critical path through Monkey Cave, but Coin of Slumber, that's a very good other equipment. Night Pendant, it can be a very useful body equip. It negates flash attacks. Lots of annoying enemies use flash. Trillion Inch Sprouts, Mannies. We will see what he is here at the Poo training. I mean the Moo training. I guess it's the Poo Moo training, right? Uko now heading to do the Cop Gauntlet themselves. Hot on Leslie Pro's heels. With Jeff, that opens up another check and read. I think at this point I would also myself do the Poo Moo, hoping for a Saturn Valley teleport at this point. And we have quite a few options for checks. We can either go to Tucson, there's 2 there, Threed has 1, and then you still have Andonet's lab. Teleport to Tucson. Well, now we can just go there right away. We don't have to do the long walk in between, but we might want to do it to get those return mice. Leslie Pro, however, going right for carrots. Someone has it somewhere. Remembering to give the bazooka to Jeff. Alright, let's see what enemies are here with the Sword of Kings. I'm guessing these are probably fairly late game enemies. Yep, nuclear power robot, Stonehenge. That's what I was thinking. Let's see how things go. We had some annoying nuclear robots last night. Well, these ones proved... Yeah. No, well, they're taken out on 1 hit, so they're not that annoying. But they do like to drop their sudden guts pills. Uko now through the Cop Gauntlet. Will they head north? Will they grab the mice first? Oh, we got some underworld enemies too. I was about to say, I don't think we've seen a repel yet, and there is a DX that is very useful to have. Particularly if you're not a speedrunner and you have to try and walk through Cave of the Past. I tried that last night, do not recommend. Definitely get repels. Alright, Uko has mice online. You don't see mice online much anymore. It's what got bought out by AOL at the beginning of the tech bubble burst. After the tech bubble burst for the first time. We have Starman DX, the guardian of Pink Cloud. Not going to have Psy Shield Sigma here, but we do have a lot of options to get the bazooka, at least. Uh-oh, Stellar Drizzle Beta. This is going to hurt. Ooh. Trying to take out that shield. What will you do now, Mr. Leslie Pro? Jeff is our best offense here at the moment. The bazooka can do fairly consistent damage while we try and get that shield down, and we do. It's a mortal blow doing an auto. Oh, but he got the shield back up. And there goes Teddy. Oh, there goes Jeff. There we go. Sword of Kings coming in clutch with that strong smash. Uko getting the Manny statue teleport, but doesn't seem to have done meteorite first, so cannot mouse out of this hole. And we have our first sanctuary on the board. Pink Cloud is complete. Uko now heading to Dalam themselves. Is this a... Speed Capsule's still really good. Give it to Jeff, make his rocket slightly better. I don't know what rocket he has. If he has a big bottle rocket, it's all the better. I don't know if Uko got the bazooka or not. I did not see that. Question is, where will Leslie go now? Personally, I would probably do Winters next. That's a sanctuary and a check. So you're not really, even if that check is not very useful, it's a very minimal time loss. Whereas if you do the whole, say, Tucson loop here, and it turns out there's nothing good here, then you lost a significantly more amount of time. Going right to Apple Kid, I wonder if Leslie Pro will check in with Paula's mom, get a potentially good item. Got that protein drink. Oh no! No money! And we got a call. What's our meme tonight? A single ass. Once again, actually, I wonder. I think I remember that happening to Leslie Pro last seed too, where he also did not have enough money to pay off Apple Kid. In this box, we got a Sandlot bat. This was definitely very early in logic. We did see 3 enemies on the way down here, so that was fairly expected. What will Apple Kid give us? What do you think? Key to the Shack. That's another sanctuary. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. Going right for the mini barf. Mini barf probably is definitely not very dangerous. We see Uko doing something slightly different here. Going for the tent. This mini barf is, however, very dangerous. We're seeing the other Starman here on Uko's side. This barf is doing hundreds of damage and basic attacks. Oh, taken out immediately. Goodbye, Uko. Well, we're back here on Force side. Jeff is down. What will our heroes do? Will Uko challenge Everdread right away? It's looking likely, folks. With both our runners in the same fights, Leslie having a bit of a lead in terms of each damage dealt. Well, let's see who gets out first. Uko deciding to bash with Jeff must not have gotten the bazooka. Although I think that was in the Monotoli, one of the Monotoli side rooms, not a room you often check during these races. Uko now heading to do Apple Kid. Leslie finishing off the barf, getting some much needed levels for Paula and Ness. And what do we have here? Hawkeye. Interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I am. Rain pendant. Whoa! Get the rain pendant, or at least come back here for the get the rain pendant for Paula. That's not quite an automatic win on Gygus, but because we don't have Franklin badge, but it's good as gold. Man, that's a. I'm always running around looking for a rain pendant. Like, oh, I'm a little late in the seed. Well, I see one this time. It's incredibly rare. Leslie remembers to come back for that rain pendant. He'll have quite the leg up when it comes to the Gygus fights. We got some UFOs here. I'm guessing these are probably Scaraba UFOs because we saw the regular desert or Dusty Dunes desert enemies earlier. Right? It's the beautiful UFO. Hello, Fitz. One free Fitz, raiding with a party of one. Thanks for joining us. It's just me in the commentary room if you want to join in. Uko now going for Fire Springs. We haven't seen this sanctuary get tackled yet. Oh, we got Starman here, so it's that's not a good swirl. So with the Starman here, it's probably around the same scaling as Pink Cloud. It's probably the one right before Pink Cloud. Oh wait, those are Magic Ant enemies. Interesting. Leslie Pro now challenging the big junior himself. See if this goes any better for Leslie. Uko immediately forfeited out of this fight. Uko, no! You keep getting reds. No! Okay, they're small molecules. They're not anything very terrible. What is terrible is this Starman Jr. There we go. There's our drink green. Yep. Only level 12. Oh. Alright. Another incredibly janky green. Uko gonna make it to the boss. Who is it here? Oh, this is the first one. Whoa. Captain, okay, Captain Strong, whatever. He might hit hard or something, but, you know, it's not terribly interesting. It's quite interesting that this is first Sanctuary, because we got the key to the shack in Tucson, which was, you know, 3-level enemies. Definitely intended to be a lot earlier in logic, but, shoot, I wasn't paying attention. What did Leslie get? What key item did Leslie get from the Starman Jr.? If anybody happened to see. Alright, we have one sync on the board for both of our runners. Leslie Pro now heading to the mines. I'm not sure what Leslie's looking for. He has 4 sanctuaries access. There's rain pendants at Berglund Park. Pencil eraser, that gets 5. Although with the rain pendant, like, I guess is basically free. Slap that on Paula and Ness and... Yeah, I'm guessing that's what Leslie's doing, but with the... Oh, Mighty Bear 7, okay. On Fire Spring. I think the only one Uko might not... Okay, no, Uko did get the key to the shack. Uko did not beat the slimy little pile. He did not beat the Everdred spot, while Leslie did. So Uko does not have Rain Pendant access. Flame Pendant, very useful for general bossing. Not so good against the Gygus. Gygus does not have any fire attacks, but there's plenty of regular enemies and boss enemies with fire. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of wondering, having seen the Rain Pendant in in the shop, Leslie didn't grab a bunch of money. At least get 2 for Ness and Paula, and then do Pink Cloud, Fire Spring, Giant Step, and Rainy Circle. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I think the Rafflesia in Deep Darkness, it has like some sort of exhaust or exploding thing attack it does, and that's counts as fire. But when the trees explode and catch fire, eh. Oh, we got a nice Green. Oh, these ones you definitely want to run from. Get out of there, Uko. We definitely have a very interesting mix of enemies. We saw Mr. Molecules in Fire Springs. We're seeing the bomb throwers here in Giant Step. Meanwhile, Fire Spring had Starman, while Pink Cloud had the nuclear reactor robots. Definitely quite the eclectic mix of enemies mingling here. We got Third Sanctuary here. Frank, also not terribly interesting boss. He might hit kind of hard, but whatever. That is pretty hard. Goodbye, Paula. We hardly knew ye. The other pro that Leslie has over Uko is Leslie ducked into one of the side rooms in the Monotoli building and picked up the bazooka. Uko has not seen a bazooka anywhere else, and so lacks some decent repeatable damage from Jeff that Leslie has. Yeah, it's a dispense and an extinguishing blast. It counts as fire, although I don't know, an extinguishing blast seems to me like it would be something that would put out fire, but maybe it's a translation thing. Uko here now, heading to Dalam, going to take on Pink Cloud. I believe they should also have the bubblegum. So we may see a Winter's Play after this. Leslie Pro, having finished the mines here, will now claim his prize of a pencil eraser. Pro tip to Leslie. Oh, actually that works pretty... If you can do that consistently, that works pretty well. You can also just walk forward and teleport. That's usually how I do it. But if you can get that to work consistently, then that works pretty well. Leslie will now be heading to Happy Happy. You could also run into the photo trigger. I've ran into the photo trigger in Saturn Valley like twice in a row now, and I am quite miffed about it. You go trying desperately to get past. Yeah, that one, yeah, I really have to hug the wall, so if you're not... If you don't have it lined up just right... Yeah, it was a very rough spot for Uko. Thankfully, we don't have badge and logic yet, so these guys are just time wasters and not... Oh, never mind. They also do physical attacks too. Forgot about that. There we go. There's the DX. We have Starman here. I'm guessing... Oh, the regular Starman. Interesting. Uko now up against Starman DX. This was a pretty rough fight for Leslie. Uko not having the bazooka and with having a kid down is going to have an even rougher time of it. Got him down. I think, yeah, Leslie definitely was in that fight for much longer. His finishing blow was a smash with the Sword of Kings, from what I recall. Yes, they are both good people, great runners. They can both win. Uko has more Sanks on board and does have 4 Sanks available. So he can certainly at least get 4 in Gygas. And does seem to be working toward that. Leslie Pro has only done 1 Sanctuary so far, but has 5 on the board. So we'll see what happens. Uko, seeing Winters is going right there, going to get that 4 Sank. Thank you, Lovebird, for the raid. Welcome, everyone. We are in the middle of a Scramble race here. Our runners seem to have different strategies for closing it out. Uko looking to do 4 Sanks and a Gygas fight, while Leslie Pro, heading to Sank number 5, seems to be going for a Magicant play. And now, everyone joined us for the best part. We have Tessie. Hello, Tessie. Everyone get your emotes out for Tessie. Okay, Barf. You can't just clip through the fence like that. I don't care if you're amorphous and can slip through the slats. That is an illegal maneuver. We got the tiny ruby. We do have summers open if you want to do that. Having 4+ sinks available, there's no reason really to do it. But the option's there if you're going for a 6 sanctuary finish. Leslie Pro gonna maybe dig out some stuff here, getting the Bracer of Kings. Pooh now with the Bracer of Kings and the Sword of Kings, being a very kingly guy here. Excuse me. I don't remember. I don't think Uko got the or has the pencil eraser. So, oh, that's a red. Whoa. As I was saying, I don't think Uko has the pencil eraser, so we'll have to do the dungeon, the brick road. We'll see if Uko goes for any of the chests. Probably not. Except maybe the ones that are more, or at least the one that's by the photo trigger. Leslie Pro just plowing through all these enemies. Yes. Everyone joined us at the best time. We got Orbs, we got Tessie, Heavy Bazooka. Okay. Well, that's a very, very good pickup. That'll make Gygas much easier. Uko... Oh. Seeing the Heavy Bazooka, isn't it? Crystal Charm. Uko now deciding, oh, there's some really good stuff here. Let me go let me go get it. Which Harvest Moon are you playing there, Attack Slug? Are we talking SNES one, 64? Mineral Town? Something else? Ah, poor Jeff. Speedruns for SNES. Ah, good stuff. We have replaced Jeff with a super plush bear. Wait, that was the second one? Wait, I'm a little confused. Oh, so Winters is the 5th Sank? Is Winters the 5th Sank? I did not expect this. Oh, I'm seeing trash cans. Okay, we're definitely in the post-logic area of the sea, that's for sure. Okay, okay. Yeah, so Winters was actually Sank 5 all along, despite being, like, I think the second one we got by, that we had access to. Oh. Excuse me, I have a bit of a dry throat. The Big Elite Bat's only slightly better than the T-Rex Bat, but an upgrade is an upgrade. Now I'm hydrating as best I can. This solo commentary, it dries you out pretty quick. Ah. And we got the Shyness book. We have the Hawkeye and the Shyness book, but we don't have Deep Darkness access. We can't do the Meme 6 Sank finish quite yet. Leslie Pro was heading up to Giant Step, but has decided to take a quick stop here at Arcade. Oh, he hasn't even done Arcade. Shoot. Meteorite Piece was at Arcade. That's why he was doing all that other stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's why he was doing all this other stuff. He was looking for the... he was looking for the Meteorite Piece. But he never went back and did this. He went here first, took a KO... or am I mixing... Oh, no. I can't remember if it was Leslie or Uko who KO'd there. But, certainly a much easier check to do now. Uko against, Department Store Spook here. Not the most, it can definitely be very hard, especially early on. Fire PSI is hard to deal with at low levels, but, we got the Heavy Bazooka, so... Yeah, these speedrunners have crazy menuing. I don't know how they do it. Uko now has 4 Sanctuaries under their belts. All they need to do is get to Saturn Valley, and they have a way to win. Yeah, I think the only thing is, I don't think we have found... Did we... I don't think we found a teleport to Saturn Valley yet. So I think we'll have to do the long walk there, in which case Leslie Pro with 5 Sanctuaries open may have the time to close it out before Uko can get to Saturn Valley and do Gygas. But I think it could be pretty close. I mean, it could be close. I'll have to see how how all the enemies treat Leslie here. How quick Uko can get through the tunnel. Being a speedrunner, they know all sorts of crazy tricks for this very hard part of Vanilla Earthbound. I thought, haven't we come together, Dark Alexander? I'm pretty sure we've done that. Maybe it was during Boogie Percent, but I'm pretty sure we calmed together at least once. Uko, deciding not to take the tunnel, is now going to check out the mines. Alright. Oh no. Uko has been caught by the gotcha. Oh, all 7s. Holy moly. We got a PSI caramel. Dang. Yeah, we don't have access to the free store there. Oh man, Leslie. Oh no, ran into the carefree bombers. Uko deciding to do the mines now. Interesting. I had thought they would have gone right for in-game, but especially now that we're getting close to the 15-minute mark. Definitely starting to be in the time zone for potential finishes. Oh no, that bear was not intimidated by Uko right after him. Leslie Pro, another sync on the board. I don't know. They've done syncs in different orders, so I don't know how many Leslie has. I know Uko does have all 4. Or does have 4. Okay, yeah, Leslie hasn't done Fire Springs yet. It is kind of I do think it's a little interesting Uko is doing this check in the mines. It is within logic, as we can see, but I think if you were maybe hoping for like a quick one-off check for maybe something, maybe point you to 5th sync or something else, I would have probably gone after Everdread. I mean, it was a slim little pile. It was hitting us for like 100 damage, but you know, it's a pretty quick thing to just run up to him and, you know, vibe check him again. Mines at least will be fairly quick, not super quick, but... And at least this is not a Sanctuary 7 Trillionaire Sprout to worry about. Alright, I think this is... let me check. That's okay, so this will be 4 for Leslie. He has not gone to Rainy Circle yet. So we'll see, will Leslie Pro go to Rainy Circle? Go for that 5th one? Or will he head right to Gygus? He does have rain pendants in the shop available. Make Gygus a free fight. We'll be taking that walk, however, I don't think he's activated the cutscene. I don't even think he's placed it down. I think Uko did that early. Or maybe Leslie did? No, okay, he did activate it already. Okay. It happened in like the first 5 minutes. I don't quite remember now. 50 minutes later. There is if you purchase a rain pendant. Unless we have not seen hide or hair of the Franklin badge, so while thunders can still hurt Paula, it's much easier. Unless Paula, I guess, gets paralyzed and then you just get slammed by thunders and can't do anything about it. Just give her like a couple heals in the worst case. I mean, if you can buy them, you can just put them on the entire party and then no one dies to freeze. And that's easily the most dangerous thing. I don't know, Uko, you could have just moused out. Unless you ran out of mouses. Leases. I hope Leslie does remember that he has access to those rain pendants. Uko, unfortunately not getting the lineup, will now have to take the Fuzzy Pickle a shame. Uko has done 4 sanctuaries. He just needs to walk over to Saturn Valley like Leslie and take on the boss. But with that pencil eraser, what I'm guessing he's going to do, he's going to go get that 5th sanctuary out of Happy Village and go take on Magicant. Leslie is heading to Gygus. It appears. Leslie, if you're going for Gygus, please remember the ring pendants and Tucson at the Berglund Park. They're only 3,000 buckaroos. Uko has gotten red swirled a lot this seed. I think that's like the 5th or 6th one by my count. All right, if Leslie is going to Gygus with, I don't think he even has any OKs on, so this is going to be a spicy Gygus. Unless he's hoping that this is something. But he got all those Horns of Life. Summers, we took a UFO there earlier. Another cup of life noodles. We do have a DX sandwich, so we can at least get through the main area of the Cave of the Past pretty easily. So while it looks like our runners are far apart, they're actually much closer than to in-game than it looks. Magicant is certainly the faster route. Gygus is a pretty slow, and you have to wait until after his death throws, and you get the U1 after the war against Gygus is won to be able to call time. Meanwhile, Magicant is much quicker, especially being able to run through the Sea of Eden. You'd probably see pendants in when with Moon Mode activated. They both picked up a DX repel. Leslie used one, I think, right here. Uko has a DX and a regular, so Uko does not have to worry about Magicant. Leslie does have a repel, but he already has enemies on the board, so we'll need to despawn them first before that works. Yeah, you don't. But because Leslie used that repel a little early, had to teleport back. He's going to have to do this last little section without trying to get through all the enemies. Yeah, the Tenda Crowd is... Tenda Crowd shops can be pretty crazy sometimes. But most likely it'll probably be like a Moon Mode type thing where you teleport a lot out of logic. Certainly been a few times where I end up getting some goddess ribbons and things like that. I think the only other time I've really seen it happen is if you have like an Everdread boss fight that can be paralyzed, like Clumsy Robot or something, and then it just becomes like, oh, yeah, who's Gygus' assistant? Yeah, I'm guessing Big Rat. Big Rat. I don't think we've seen a rat yet. We've seen a lot of things. I don't think we've seen either of the Mannies either. Oh, we fought a Big Rat. Boogie Tent. Dang it. Man, it's a boring one. Dang it. Oh, okay, it was Guardian in the Tunnel. The other thing is Leslie Pro also doesn't have the heavy bazooka. That's one advantage Uko has doing Sync 5. We have the Crystal Charm on Jeff and a big bottle rocket, so it's kind of inevitable. So let's see how this goes. I don't think Leslie Pro, unless he picked up ring pendants somehow, and I just really didn't see it. I don't think he has any freeze protection. This is going to be a spicy one. Using a pizza. We see the mother of all evil, and their first instinct is, yeah, let's eat a little pizza. Oh, we did get a ring pendant for Paula. Okay, goodness. Okay, so Leslie Pro is gonna have an easier time here. Okay, 26 HP on Paula. That's, yeah, with 100 HP. That'd be a pretty bad time to get KO'd here by Gygas. So it really comes down to who can beat their boss first. Uko, I think, has a... Oh, we're in prayer phase. If the boss in Magicant is something like Nightmare, you know, it could all be over for Uko. Man, I really did not see him pick up that rain pendant for Paula. I thought he, like, looked at it and got other stuff. Man. So I think, all things being equal, I do think Uko... on Gygas here. Meanwhile, Uko will probably get to the boss around prayer like 3. If it's something that can be, like, destroyed really easily. I mean, he does have a heavy bazooka. You know, he doesn't get tagged by anything in Sea of Eden. Nerves are probably really high right now. This is a close one. Leslie is like it's clumsy robot. You do not want to run into him. Oh no. Oh, good dodging. Speedrunner instinct right there. Yeah, it really comes down to the Magicant boss and how, if it's like Nightmare or something... Oh no, it's... Well, it's not going to be very threatening, but I don't know how much HP it has. My Guardian Channel is usually one of the easier bosses. Leslie Pro might just not have enough time to close it out before Uko does. I mean, he's doing big damage, but he's got a teddy bear. Solidified, but 50-50 chance he gets out of Solidify. Leslie Pro going for the defend, pray, defend. There goes the bear. And Guardian Channel, stop moving. Uko has it. Leslie Pro gonna get this last prayer off right when Uko wins. But Leslie's time is not now, it's later. Uko finishes with a racetime.gg time of 1:02:31. If time was on that final prayer, this would have been like a flash finish. But unfortunately, the advantage of Magicant is that it wraps up much quicker than the Gygas death row sequence. We've seen it before where someone has come in on the Magicant boss during this ending cutscene and managed to finish before that cutscene ends. So congratulations and GG's to Uko and Leslie Pro for finishing an amazing race. Feel free to hop on for post-race discussion. Excuse me. It was close. Greetings, Uko. Congratulations.
Hey there.
So, the seed, how was it?
Well, okay, so I was really kicking myself for not doing mines at the beginning. I'm not used to return mice, right?
Right.
So I should have. I'm thinking I really should have done mines at the beginning, just because I would have had access to return mice way sooner. I had that realization about 20 minutes into the seed, and then I was kicking myself even more. Because apparently the mines had the pencil eraser, and I would have really benefited from having that a lot sooner as well. But I decided at the last second to check for another item, because I was thinking maybe I could get the fly honey and hopefully get access to a 5th sanctuary instead of having to do Gygus, because I was worried about having to do Gygus since Paula's HP stayed so low forever. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling comfortable doing Gygus, so I decided to go for Magic Hand ending, and serendipitously it worked out.
Yes, it was extremely close, and we were also joined by Leslie Pro. How are you?
Doing well, GG. Oh my goodness, if somebody had told me that's how close that was going to be,
Yes, it was extremely
well, I'm
close.
glad I put on a good show, even if it didn't work out in my favor.
Yeah,
I had no idea that it was so close either.
Yeah, you two were largely doing different things in different orders throughout the seed, so it was hard to know who was first and who wasn't. One advantage Leslie had at first is when he went into a side room in Monotoli and got the bazooka. So he had some guaranteed damage with Jeff that really helped him out against, say, Starman Deluxe and some of the other tougher Sanctuary boss fights. And he also made it through the Everdread fight, the slimy little pile. And guess what? That Everdread Berglund park shop had rain pendants. Leslie was the inevitable glacier in the Gygus fight heading toward an end.
Yeah, no, I wasn't able to get through those very quickly, so I just forfeited the Boogie Tent fight and the Everdread fight. I was like, no, I'm just gonna put these off until I get more levels, because that's what I felt like my problem was throughout most of that seed. It took me so long to even find the first sanctuary, and I wasn't able to fight very many bosses really to like get levels, and I felt like I was very weak and underleveled for a very long time. So I felt like finally after I went for the Fire Spring Sanctuary, that was when I finally started to be like, okay, I'm getting a little bit stronger now. But yeah, whenever I realized that my only options left were 3 item checks and then going through 3 tunnel to get to Saturn Valley to open up that shop and perhaps open up Gygus, I was like, I'm gonna take my chances and teleport to Dusty Dunes. First of all, I cannot believe I got 777s on the Sanchez brothers. that was
for real.
I got that TSI caramel, bro.
You get 777s of the Sanchez brothers. What?
Yes, I did. that was my last shot, because I was like, the only way I'm gonna know if there's a possibility that I can go for Sanctuary 5. I was looking for the fly honey. I was hoping that the mines had fly honey, but it actually had the pencil eraser, which was even better. So I was able to do a 5th sanctuary by doing Lilliput steps and then just go straight to Magic Hand from there without having to like gear up or anything. I was like, I really need to bring this home quickly. So yeah.
Yeah, by my estimation, Leslie, I think you had a bit of a lead early on. Uko, you went and fought the arcade first, and that was a bit tough.
That was definitely my biggest sort of blunder in this run for sure. I was really like, and the fact that I had to go to the ONET hospital twice, I was a little embarrassed about that.
Yeah, and with that early bazooka also.
Jeff up and at one point.
Yeah.
And where I think some of Uko clawed back their advantage was they went for the Winters. They did the Sanctuary there, which I was kind of surprised that you didn't go for, Leslie. Instead, you actually went to the mines and did Lilliput steps over that. But because Uko at that time did not have the pencil eraser, they had to go through the brick road dungeon and found a heavy bazooka in there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That would have been nice.
That was so clutch. That really saved everything. I was like, Jeff is still useless for me right now. So once I got the heavy bazooka, I was like, okay, it's over. I'm gonna be able to crank through these bosses pretty easily.
Yeah, it was a very exciting race. I definitely recommend you both watch it back because it was. If time was on if time was on Final Prayer, it would have been like photo finish.
Yeah.
If I didn't mix up the repel sandwich uses, you would have had a fire of a finish without a doubt.
Yeah,
I was
for sure.
also grateful that I did the mines when I did because I was noticing that throughout the entire seed I couldn't find repel sandwiches anywhere other than the one DX that I had. So I found another one in there and I was like, okay, that's gonna like perfectly cover Magic Hand. It kind of just worked out really well in my favor. Thanking
Yeah,
the Scramble gods right now.
Yeah, it was a very, very amazing race. Thank you both for.
Hey, it's my pleasure to be a part of it. I will ask, did I even have the Winter's teleport? Because I do not remember picking that up.
Yes, you should have gotten it. I don't quite.
I don't remember where I picked that up. I got it
I don't
pretty
know.
early. I think that
Yeah.
was. Oh, I think the Winter's teleport was from Magic Cake, perhaps.
Oh, I never went that way. That's why. Never went to
Yeah.
Oh,
Summers.
that's right. You never went to Summers. That's right.
Yeah, the moment I got
A
Pooh out from
one-track
3,
mind
he
of
had the
just
UFO engine, so I
follow the
decided to just go
logic.
straight to Summers.
Yeah, I didn't want. I felt like I was getting sidetracked over just one thing, and that would have. I feel like doing that would have bit me, and not doing it kind of did anyway. So you know what they say: catch 22 in randomizer. Yes.
I mean, the
it's
regular
okay.
Winter's check with the shop lady was useless because she gave the wad of bills, but I was like, well, at least I have that teleport in case I need it later.
Yeah, it turned out to go in your favor there.
Yeah. Thanks again for the tourney organizers. This has been really fun. Like I've been saying, I kind of joined at the last second, and so far it's been very worth it. I've been having a great time. Oh, check out my Sanchez brothers. Quad 7s.
I'm curious. What was the item that you got for that 777?
It was a PSI Caramel.
Nice. That's the sort of item that can really help in a scramble situation. It's just not anything I would go for because it's RNG what happens. And it just happened to roll the jackpot for you.
I know. That's what I've been doing in my scramble practice and stuff. Just anytime that I happen to take that Dusty Dunes teleport and walk all the way to the right to get to the mines, I'll say hi to the Sanchez brothers. I've been waiting for the jackpot for quite a while, and it finally happened on this particular run.
That's wild. Holy Moses.
Anyway, thank y'all so much. I'm gonna get out of here for the night.
All right, GG Zuko. Good luck in the
GG, Leslie.
next round. Unfortunately for me, second loss means I'm out. But I'll be honest with you. Compare this year to last year, I played better. I just didn't get the result to show for it, and that happens sometimes. I just ran into a very tough draw.
Oh yeah, everyone in the tournament's a tough opponent, that's for sure.
Right. Absolutely. I just, like I said, I just ran into one of the tougher parts of the draw and was not fortunate in that regard. I came up with 7, 7. Nope.
Yeah,
well.
That's how it works sometimes. But after Scramble tournament is Ancient Cave tournament, so I'm sure we'll see you again there.
Oh, you know you'll see me there without a doubt.
Yep,
and flags us being a fair mess. That's actually kind of funny.
Yep, and thank you, Jay Tolmar, for restream tonight. Thank you to myself for talking a lot. Remember, everyone, to stay hydrated. Have a good evening. I don't know if we have a raid target or not. We are raiding Glitchcat 7. So stick around.
What I can tell you is that there is a race tomorrow night. Looking at the schedule.
I'm also scheduled for commentary there. Maybe solo, maybe not. We'll see.
Yep. Thanks for comms. Thanks for restream. Thanks for
And
putting
thank
this
you,
together,
chat,
Tomar. And
for hanging
also,
around.
shout outs to the Late Nest Rocker for a super scramble. Yes, I picked that up from Chargles, but you know what? I figured that's a perfect way to carry on someone's memory and legacy.
Yep. Good night, folks.
Good night, y'all. Take care.